Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Maryland Jockey Club at Laurel Park for a Friday edition of Today at the Races. I'm Dan Ullman along with Keith Fustel. Keith, we begin our week with some exciting news. Carryover in the early value pick 5 with a low 12% takeout. We already have over 30,000 in the pot.
That's a great way to start the weekend, and you're talking back last Sunday Fun Day, Sunday Price Day at Laurel Park. Princess Lucia 33.40, Parks 25.80, Fielding 45.20. How about Tiger Ball 125.80? Had a double there for $1, paid over 5,000. I mean, we went back into the record books a little bit, and it's got to be in the top 2 or 3.
I think it was the top 2. It
Yeah.
came very
Wow.
close to establishing a record for an
Huge.
all-time daily double here at the Maryland Jockey Club. The streak of beautiful weather continues. Let's take a look at our weather conditions for today's 9-race card with the first post time at 12:10 Eastern. The main track is fast. The turf is firm. The weather is beautiful. The temperature, a very comfortable 78 degrees. Not only do we have the carryover today, but we've got a big weekend of racing. Tomorrow is the weather vane. Also, tomorrow is Cigars on the Rail. Tickets still available for this event. It's tomorrow between noon and 5 p.m. It's presented by our friends at WBAL News Radio. Get some fine cigars. There's going to be food. There's going to be drink. There's going to be fun.
I'm going to guess it's Scotty Wise out here tomorrow.
I hope so. It'd be good to see him.
He's a good. I love him. Man, he works hard. Does he ever sleep is the question, Scotty Wyckoff.
He's up at 3 in the morning.
He's
That's
a
for sure.
huge fan and supporter of Maryland racing. We love that. Does a lot for us. And, going to be nice to see him out here tomorrow.
Well, hopefully
Come
he
on,
comes
Scotty.
out. Hopefully he comes out the week after, because we have our autumn handicapping tournament right here at Laurel Park. The challenge, $500 buy-in, $250 goes to the entry fee, $250 goes to a live money bankroll. You play the card at Laurel Park either here or online. It's a hybrid contest. Prizes include cash, but also, perhaps more importantly, an opportunity to qualify for 2 of the most prestigious handicapping championships in the entire world. The BCBC out at Del Mar, the Breeders' Cup, the National Handicapping Championship out at Las Vegas. Register at laurelpark.com for the Autumn Handicapping Challenge. Let's start things off with race number 1 on the 9-race card, kicking off our pick 5, 5.5 furlongs on the all-along turf course. 3 and up, it's a starter optional claimer. Take out the 8. Upside Down Man. Again, it is the first leg of the first of 2 value pick 5 wagers with a low 12% takeout, a 50-cent minimum play, and we have a carryover of over $30,000 into the early value pick 5. And Keith, you're going to hit it with this ticket.
Oh, I'd love that. We caught the last one on air,
You
pick
certainly
5. Nice little small investment, got you back close to 900. Hopefully you got a little bit left and you can pump it right back into this 12% low takeout early value pick 5 with the carryover. Let's hope we can get this pool 150, 200K. That would be awesome. What a great day. That's turf course firm, track is fast. 126, 3 deep. Now, granted, I don't have a ton of prices within this early value pick 5, but these races are contentious. They are not easy to decipher. I've got some spreading along the way. 3 deep in the opener. Race 2, 1 and 4. Daddy Yankee Pay Zone, last seen at the Big T. Race 3 with the 4, 7, 11. Patty Cake's just a gem of consistency for Jamie Ness, solving progress. Cleopatra's now. These are some really nice turf routers in race number 3. Race number 4 with the 4 and the 7. Little Lance B. West. I know the Rod Dog, Dave Robin, likes Mr. Agent in there a little bit. If you want to toss that one in, go right ahead. Race 5, I'll complete this early value pick 5. A little more than I usually spend. We've got a target, a big target to go after. 3, 6, and 9, a $54 ticket. Wrap it up, Salming, Berdoza, Renfro's reception. Justin Nixon, a firster, might just blow things up.
$54, but you are playing with house money after you scored with the last ticket you gave out.
Yeah.
And you got to take advantage of the 12% low takeout, especially with carryover potential. Let's start handicapping race number 1. You're going with one of the more consistent horses in the race. The number 1, Noble John, has hit the board in his last 5 starts. He's won 13 of 33, and we've got a video spotlight.
Yeah, you've got some good ROI angles as well. The jockey, let's start first. Ryan Rosado, last 30 days, 428 ROI. We're going to go back a little bit for this rerun, back June 22nd. The last time he was at Laurel Park at the 5.5, he's 2 for 2. look at this run between horses, just a dogged kind of a run. This horse is very determined, Noble John, to get up for Aaron McClellan. McClellan, I tell you, this is a runner, is a trainer, I should say, that when she comes to Laurel with turf horses, you really better pay attention. And recently, over the last year, her turf sprinters, a 230 ROI.
And you mentioned Noble John is determined. He is just a racehorse. He's going to show up. He's got tactical speed. He's likely going to work out a trip where he'll be running at the end of this race. And I think there should be at least enough pace to set him up. One of those pace horses could be the old class master, the 6, Boat Sorokin, dropping in class. He has speed. As he's gotten older, he's gotten a little bit grouchy. He doesn't change leads in the stretch. Last time out, he couldn't make the lead at Penn National. But if Boss's Appel doesn't go, there's a chance Boat Sorokin makes the lead here.
You have 2 question mark horses that may go with him. Vamos Viejo, who 3 back at Laurel, shows some really good speed, 21 and 444 and change, whistled out there, did it well in hand, just couldn't seal the deal the last 3/16 of a mile. Boss's Appel might get back to those stalking tactics, which he's used so well. They've gotten this horse right. He was on the front end taking that pressure last time at Colonial. But Boats are rocking. Where's he been? He loves Laurel. He loves Laurel Park. You look at the turf, 4 for 6. Been a while. The old guy might have another one. Brandon Culp's done a phenomenal job over the last few years with Boats are rocking. I expect him with a good break, Marty Schwann, to just go ahead and go.
He's just taking a big class drop in here, as is the number 2 in Bolden. We have a trainer stat from Mike Trombetta. Mike's just had a great summer, and it's continued recently, especially on the turf. Between September the 1st and September the 14th, 11 for 34. That's 32%, a $2.25 return on investment. Now, the last time in Bolden raced, he got wired by a really classy horse, When I Get to Heaven. That horse is a multiple stakes winner over this circuit. He kind of was over and behind rivals in the stretch. He finished evenly. He fits really well at this class level.
This little drop here at 8 years old, you're going to see that this time of year. They get a little bit long on the tooth. Pick that confidence back up. This is the right kind of spot. I always kind of question Colonial Figs a little bit. I think it might still be a touch inflated, but even if you back it up a little bit, he belongs here and could sit a very nice pocket trip with Georgie Ruiz.
Katie's Notion is a horse I'm simply just going to take a flyer on. He scored at Colonial last time out with a 77 buyer, which could be like a recent outlier, but this horse did run some big numbers at Laurel Park last fall over this course and distance. I thought he got a decent trip last time out, inside out closers run. Maybe he gets another flow here. He's going to be a price.
Yeah, I do think he needs that contested pace. Will he get it? We'll know probably by mid-turn if things hook up, between the 3, the 5, and the 6. He needs help. Take nothing away from that last effort at a good number at 17-1. I still think you're going to get close to double digits today.
And maybe we're being foolish throwing out Boss's Appel because Suzanne Stettinius is the hottest trainer on the entire grounds right now. Mackenzie Pfeiffer has a nice piece on laurelpark.com profiling Suzanne. Boss's Appel got nipped by Katie's Notion last time up, but did a lot of the dirty work.
Really, really good in 24. And he's hinting. He's getting close. Is he ever going to come back to that kind of form? I'm not so sure. But his best works, I think he's going to need that setup just right. I don't know if he wants to and get involved in a duel with Boats and rocking around the turn. But again, if you're looking for that rider to sit the covered up trip, to save, and just get that last pop move, the last 1/8 of a mile, it's Forrest Bush. He gets along with his horse very well. Would not surprise me. Phenomenal job, Suzanne Stettinius, one of my favorite trainers around here.
Fun, competitive race to kick off the early value pick 5 with a low 12% takeout, carryover of over 30,000 in the pool. Keith's going 1625. I'll go 7265, but we'll have to spread in the opening leg of my ticket. Race number 2 is at 3/4 of a mile on the main track. Starter optional claimer. $29,000 is the purse, field of 6. This is the first leg and the first of 3 pick 4 wagers on the afternoon, early, middle, and late, when we do have 9 race cards. 50-cent minimum in the pick 4. Keith, let's talk a little bit about Daddy Yankee. That's your top selection in this race. Daddy Yankee, another horse in very good form, really did well at the Big T.
Yeah, the last 4 races, this horse has gotten into a groove, running quite well. A little bit of against the grain last time. Let's go to the video spotlight because Daddy Yankee was in there with Payzone, and we're going to talk about Payzone as well. Very well could be the favorite for Tony Ferrier this particular day. Payzone got to the front, looked great on the racetrack. Good pickup by Mackenzie Pfeiffer that day over there with Frank Vespi at the Big T, giving away this horse at a nice price. Took the pressure, kicked away, Daddy Yankee got back down to the inside. The better part of the racetrack that particular afternoon around the second turn was not going to be. Nobody was going to be pay zone this day. But I like the effort to churn on to get second and might just get a little bit more help with the flow this afternoon with Back in the Woods. Pay zone, I think, can rate if needed. Brother Conway. Bick's an interesting horse because he's shown that flash of speed in the past. Last couple races, a little change of tactics, and he was kind of hampered a little bit by a slower opening quarter on a track that was definitely speed favoring up at Delaware on the 9th of August.
Yeah. I agree with everything you said. Daddy Yankee showed some professionalism squeezing through on the inside. And when Payzone got away with that almost 24-second second quarter mile, that really hurt Daddy Yankee. Trying to rally at Timonium's not easy enough with those tight turns. I thought this horse ran well. And you're right, he might be the horse actually to take out of that race at the prices they're going to be today. Payzone, though, very sharp form, looking for his third consecutive win. Let's talk about Brother Conway a little bit. This is a horse who has some back figures here. Last time out, he kind of, he was dueling with Uncle Cat in that race. I think he might have an easier time of it here up front.
Yeah, but the only thing when I looked at that race at Timonium, Dan, I'm looking at the internals, 23-2, 48. Pay zone, 23:47, sharper, final time, sharper. On similar tracks, I don't think it was that big of a difference within the variance and how those tracks were playing. Again, Giron and Sheffield, they've teamed up with this horse and done really, really well. It'll be interesting. I think back at Laurel on a fast track at Laurel Park is going to be the key for him. If he's right, nobody outruns him early, I don't think, to the turn. So Brother Conway looking to see how he kind of comes out of the gate. That first eighth of a mile will be a little bit of a tell for me.
Maybe the six Back in the Woods just can't run anymore. But we do have a trainer stat for Jose Corrales between August 30th and September the 14th on the dirt. 4 for 18, good number, 22%, a $2.81 return on investment. This horse does have a lot of back class. And breaking from the outside, it gives Carlos Lopez plenty of options. I think some of his races can make him dirtied up. The race at Timonium last time out, they were very, very aggressive with him, and I don't think he necessarily needs to be on the lead. He got caught up in a duel going 2 turns. 2 and 3 starts back, he's in against Baracho, a horse that's won 20 times in his career. He just needs the right trip, but more importantly, he just needs to be feeling good today.
He's got to be feeling good. The best race on this page, one of his top couple races, will put him right into the mix. I think I like his draw today. Brother Conway's gotten the better of him a couple times. Break and maybe just go ahead and spy, see if this horse can rate a little bit. He's certainly naturally quicker than don't wait up, so I think he won't be kept very wide. But again, if he goes early, say into the turn, and there's a hook up between like Brother Conway back and Woods, I'm not so sure he survives that.
Several ways to go in race number 2. Daddy Yankee coming off that rallying try at Timonium. That's Keith's top pick. He's going 1, 4, 3, and 2. I'll go 6, 2, 3, and 5. Maybe Back in the Woods can wake up this afternoon. Race number 3 is at 1 mile. It's on the Dahlia turf course. It is a starter optional claiming race with a $29,000 purse. Take out the MTOs, the 1 and the 10, and also scratch the outside runner, the number 13 Lakeside Getaway. This is the first leg of our middle pick 4 with a 50-cent minimum wager. Patty Cakes, I think, is where we want to start off. We have a video spotlight.
We're going to go to Colonial on July the 11th and ran into a horse by the name of Cairo Street. We're going to be mentioning probably a couple times. Got really good at Colonial. I think won 3 in a row. But Patty Cakes was able to kind of work between horses this particular afternoon, shift out, make that run 5 wide here in the red cap just to come up short. But a good enough effort after drifting in, called a speed favoring main track that was off the turf that day. Last time out at Delaware, chased and was able to hold second. But the consistency is there for me. I don't, want to take a real short price, but I think I can trust her to be 1-2.
Listen, he's hit the board she has hit the board in all 7 starts since being transferred to the Jamie Ness barn. Jamie's got a hot trainer staff. dirt to turf, 7 for the last 22. We've seen it here recently, 32% to $2.93 ROI. Patty Cakes just makes a lot of sense in this race. Solving Progress is a horse that I'm a little bit interested in, and we do have a trainer stat for Mike Trombetta, who we mentioned has been going very well. With last out winners, Solving Trombetta's 13 for the last 32, 41%, a $2.37 return on investment. What I liked about Solving Progress, his most recent race at Colonial, was the horse just showed a new dimension that day. For most of Solving Progress's career, this horse was a speedball. Solving Progress broke sharp last time out at Colonial, but Georgie Ruiz was able to get this horse to relax. They found a very nice spot behind a hard duel on the turn. Solving Progress was in a hard chase in the stretch, and he was able to get it done. Now, he was 2-1 that day. He was expected to run well, and maybe this is a tougher spot, but I think this new dimension helps. If he breaks and wants to go, he can make the lead in here. I'd much rather have him sit with the long stretch.
Well, I think Majestic Creed, the other nest, will try to go ahead and go and help things set things up for Patty Cakes. And Patty Cakes, talking about that video spotlight, that two-back race we just showed you, 4 next out winners, including a jumper out of there. So it was a strong race. It also included Solving Progress. I think Solving Progress might be a little bit better at a mile. And again, this race should set up beautifully. I think Solving Progress is going to go ahead and get first run. I don't think they're going to go crazy fast. And I think Patty Cake's going to have to work hard to wear down your top selection.
The number 11 is Cleopatra's Nile. We have this horse in second. This horse was really red hot at Tampa Bay Downs, winning all 4 starts at Tampa Bay over the winter. They gave this horse a little bit of a break before the most recent effort at Monmouth Park, and the horse ran well. Saved ground, had to alter course sharply back to the rail, and then was second to a horse that was 2-1 that day. That was a nice return for Cleopatra's Nile. First start for Dan Ward.
Yep, certainly very capable trainer, and just looking at her record, what she did down at Tampa, you got to take her very seriously in this spot. It was really difficult for me to separate those 3. 5,2, the 2 is a horse I'm going to throw into the mix at an okay number. June 21st at Laurel, behind She Is Whiskey, Stella Maris. Going back to that race, only got beat 2 lengths, double key, including Carroll Street, was in front of Carroll Street. Came back to win 3 in a row. So keying up against the right kind, Gina Perry-Barn doing fine. Needs an absolute perfect kind of setup and perfectly timed ride to get it done. But at that kind of number, I think you're going to get 12, 15 to 1 on 5,2 using your exacted tries and super.
Patty Cakes on a roll recently for Jamie Ness. Jamie Ness has been on a roll. You're going 4-11-7-2. I'm going 7-11-4 and 12 with Kieran McGee's put a rock on it in race number 3. Let's move on to race number 4. We're going 3/4 of a mile here. It's a claiming event on the main track, 3 and up, which have not won a race since March 19th, which have never won 4 races. We've got a field of 7 in here. I want to start things off, Keith, with your top selection. That's Little Lance. This is the first leg of our 20-cent Chesapeake Pick 6 jackpot wager. We've got a carryover. It's closing in on $5,000. And, of course, if you're the only one to pick all the 6 winners in the Chesapeake Pick 6 jackpot, you get the whole prize. Let's talk a little bit about Little Lance. This is a horse, to me, kind of an in and outer at times, but boy, is he getting a class relief.
That's the key. I mean, he got good there for a while, and then actually the 2 back and 3 back numbers are buyer figures that certainly will work. I think he's got a fast track. That's on his side. I just worried about the confidence where he is right now as a racehorse. I mean, he's given some really, really big efforts. Billy Campbell hasn't run a lot of horses late. He's done a very good job year in and year out, though. So I'm going to toss the last 365 days. But you're looking at a trainer here over the last 3 years, 12% win rate, despite this kind of rough go. Positive ROI still is there at 241. Little Lance, Rominsky, only beaten a couple, 2-3 lengths by Rominsky, okay? He's going to be a heavy favorite against this group. I think he's found the right spot on a fast track today. B West, I think we'll go ahead and go. Sin Permiso, Mr. Agent. I like a stalk and pounce move. He better be locked and loaded mid-turn. That'll give me a little confidence, but I'm using Little Lance for sure here in the 4th.
Maybe I'm a glutton for punishment. I've been chasing Mr. Agent to the number 3 for a very long time. He's now going second off a little bit of a layoff, and I like him much better at this 6 furlong distance than the 2-turn configuration at Timonium, or maybe going 7/8 of a mile. 2 starts back, he really battled hard with Beach Cowboy, who was odds on that day. Beach Cowboy then came back, hit the board in his next 3 starts with a 66 Beyer top. Now listen, he got a good setup last time out at Timonium. That pace was pretty hot. He was able to get up close and into that pace, but I want him close to the pace. I want him to be aggressive today. I want him to get to the front and maybe show this field his heels. Whether he can do it, I've been thinking he could do it for a long time, but second off, the May layoff might help.
I agree. I think his best effort today is going to come right to the front. It's there. You go back on his pages, some of his races, get Sugar Steve and horses. He's got to turn a foot if he wants to take advantage of it. He's going to need the break with Brittany Scampton, but he scares me. The horse I cannot figure at all in here, well, B West we'll talk about in a second, is the 1 forward move. Interesting that the morning line is at 3-1 off of just you don't see this too often. 2 races off the claim for Jamie Ness with finishes like that. 3 to 4 wide, ease walk, stop, lost contact, now drops to 75. What do you do? Wait, what do you even? It's just a complete guess for me, forward move.
It just appears that this horse has no early speed whatsoever anymore, and I know he's dropping all the way down. It's a double drop in class off the last race at Parks where he faced a live field, but he hasn't shown any running. He was walked off the track in New York 2 starts back. He basically was eased last time out. At 3-1, he's got to beat me all day long.
That's what I was saying. It'll be interesting to see how this horse plays out on the board early and late. B West is another one. I like the draw here into those slower internals. Last time out at Timonium going to I think he's much better suited at the 3/4 main track here at Laurel. Look at that record at the distance, 4 for 9, 2 seconds, 2/3. It's pretty quick when he comes out of the gate. Sometimes he has some issues early, but this draw is perfect for him. If he's not 1-2 past the 3/8, I'll be surprised.
Now he'll trip out in here, I think, probably right there when the field turns for home. And the last time he raced on a conventional track, he ran into a dropper in Five Dreams, who came back around to 74 Beyer. He's just an honest horse, B West, and in some ways is the horse to beat. You'll try to beat him though with Little Lance, a horse that's taking a big drop in class in his own right. 4-7-3-1 for Keith, 3-7-4-6 for me. Mr. Agent, one more chance. I don't want to give up on you just yet. 4 down, 5 to go here on a Friday edition of Today at the Races. When we return, it's time for the late Value Pick 5. Stay with us. Welcome back to Today at the Races. I'm Dan. He's Keith. 4 down, 5 to go. Let's take a look at the field for race number 5. 7/8 of a mile. It's a maiden special weight. These are for 3 and up. The field stays intact with 9 in here. It is the first leg of our late Value Pick 5 with a 50-cent minimum play and a low 12% takeout. Our friend and colleague Mackenzie Pfeiffer has a ticket for us.
Single. Here we go. Salming. Back to the main track, and I should have shown a little video spotlight of some of that race. We'll talk about it. It's a while back at Churchill, but I know you had a little trip note, and I made some notes on that as well. So we're going to try to single this Brittany Russell is Mackenzie Pfeiffer to start this 12% takeout late Value Pick 5. Race 6. Yeah, this is tricky. 2-year-old fillies, a mile on the turf, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's go to race 7 with the 4 and the 6. Great Andre and Gilda's Girl. Great Andre coming off of a race at Timonium. Could be the speed in race 7 today at Laurel Park. Race 8, 1-3-8. Mopo, Chickahominy. Prepare for takeoff. We'll talk about that price play for Hassan Alamri a little bit later. And race 9, she will wrap things up with the 4, 5, and 7. Loving Cup, ribbons in her hair. Baby socks. I like that one as well. To complete the late Value Pick 5, again, 12% takeout. $36 wager today for Mackenzie Pfeiffer.
All depending, though, on the 3 Salming and race number 5. You're going with a little bit of an outside play. The 9 Renfo's Reception, 15 to 1 on the morning line. First-time starter for a very capable trainer, Justin Nixon.
Yeah, I'm just taking a little flyer in here by Street Sense. 7/8 of a mile right out of the box. Some start and stops with the works have been kind of all over the place. But Justin's done pretty good the last 4 or 5 years. I've got a little stat the last 5 years with three-year-olds and up first-time starters, 3 for 17 with an ROI of 347. 6 of those have hit the board. Street Sense, yes, top side. Dam was all right. 2 for 9, 4 for 9, Synth and Turf, I believe a stakes winner. Second Dam unraced, but I have to collect it. Pretty good horse in his own right. Flyer time with my man Justin Mojo Nixon.
Listen, this horse sold for $335 as a yearling, so there was something there at one point. It's a belated debut to be sure when you're dealing with September of the 3-year-old campaign, but you're right, Justin does good work. Gene Brasino with his choice, the 8 and the 9, lands on the shorter price 9, Renfro's Reception. Let's talk about Max Single, the number 3 Salming, going out for trainer Brittany Russell. We have a trainer stat for Brittany: route to sprint, turf to dirt, 9 for the last 24, 38%, a $2.57 return on investment. This horse was away for a long time. Brittany got him back, ran him twice on the turf. Something tells me he's going to be a little bit better on the dirt. I trust the Bernardinis more on dirt than turf.
I completely agree. And going back to the race in November of 23, this horse had a little turn of foot. The gate speed was there, was kind of caught in behind horses and worked between horses, and really kept on trying. 5th, only beaten a couple lengths in a race that produced 2 next out winners. I think this is the right move. I had this horse tabbed to bet off the return try. You know, the bit rank inside 6 wide up or belated kind of a run. Didn't really fire at Colonial. I'm glad I missed that race at a shorter price. I'd have just gotten hammered there, but the turf to dirt, good move. Salmon, I think, will be a little bit more forward today. The speed looks to be the 2 Golden Descent. Proven speed, at least.
I thought the 6 Berdoza ran too well to lose last time out at Monmouth. We have a video spotlight to show, and this horse was just on the lead all the way around the track, with Berdoza just hooking up 23-3, 47-4, dueling inside, and we've got Berdoza here at Tampa Bay all the way back.
Yeah, I went a little bit further back, Dan, just trying to give a little look at the 7 furlong distance, but take nothing away. That was a really good effort at Monmouth Park last time out. This particular, they caught wide every step of the way. Thought the finish was willing enough. Coming in for a barn, Teresa Pompey does not run a ton. It's been a while maybe, but I thought this horse finished up quite well. Right back at 7. It's a little turn back to 1 turn today as well. I think it's going to be good for
It's nice to show that this horse can rally, and of course last time out was on the pace, and you're right, this barn ships here with purpose and has done very well giving horses a break. That last race was a very taxing effort, battling all the way around the track, putting away the pace rival, and then just getting pipped. So Terry's given this horse plenty of time. 8 for the last 31, first after 2 to 4 month layoffs.
And that last race, out of there, I believe it might have been the last place when it booted up. You see on the page, came back to win and beat the 5, the horse that was 3 to 5 that day from Margata, who we've got in here. Complete effort.
Golden Descent's 30 to 1 on the morning line. I've seen a lot worse 30 to 1 shots in my life. This horse, I mean, I always like horses that show improved speed second time out. I think it's just a sign that another wake-up call is coming. I think this horse has enough speed at least to get close to the pace, if not outright make the lead under Toledo. It was a nice effort. 63 buyers second time out. That's nothing to sneeze at, considering what some of these others have been running.
I like the improvement from the 5.5 on the turf down to Colonial to the dirt. Caught into that flow, just a little bit of a fade, stretches things out a little bit, might relax a little bit more, because I don't know what Call Bob is going to do, which Call Bob at the 7 is going to show up. Showed some good efforts on the go back. A little bit of a disappointing try at Saratoga. That horse is a real question mark for me. But yeah, Golden Descent. Yeah, anywhere close to 30 to 1, we'll get a couple dollars from me.
9, 3, 6, and 4. Keith going with a first-time starter. Renfro's reception. Berdoza, for me, thought ran really well last time out. 6, 3, 2, and 5 to kick off the late value pick 5. Race number 6, 1 mile on the Dahlia turf course. It's a maiden special weight. These are 2-year-old fillies. The field stays intact. Make the rider on the 9, Frosty Mojito, the X-Man, Xavier Perez. This is a race that features a jackpot super high 5, single winner jackpot offered on race 6, dollar minimum. Always fun to try to take a shot with the super jackpot high 5. The carryover is slowly creeping up to 1,800. Of course, this is the first leg in our final 50-cent pick 4 with a 50-cent minimum wager again. Wide open race in here. I think a lot of folks are going to gravitate, though, to the 5 Screen Test. This horse just has a beautiful pedigree. We have a video spotlight. Screen Test, I think, was a little green first time out and can build off this performance.
Yeah, not this time. And over the last 365 days, but all surfaces, sprint to route, motion, a really good clip at 35%. We might got another stat to follow, but you're right. This particular day, I didn't check the head on it, but outer post might have taken a little bit of right-hand turn, recovered, moved up comfortably 4 wide, and gets right here, gets under this hard chase, switches over, a little drift in, a little green, right to the left lead. It just kind of flattens out. But I think she can benefit from that stretching out today. I think you're going to see some positional speed from this daughter. By not this time, the family is there, and there's a stat.
Yeah, half-sister to a Grade 1 winner. Test score, Graham Motion with 2-year-old second-out maidens making their first turf route. 7 for the last 27, 28.6%, $3.16 return on investment. And again, Screen Test was sprinting, certainly bred to get this additional distance. Won't be surprised if this horse shows a lot more early ability this time around. Let's talk a little bit about the 3 in here, Lunar Buzz, a horse that maybe I whiffed on a little bit. Lunar Buzz is going to try turf for the first time by Vino Rosso for Chucky Lawrence.
That's another guy. The last 30 days, Lawrence, a 3.88 ROI, doing well, strong ROI with the jockey. So I look at that first from a betting standpoint. If I'm getting a little bit of value there, I'm going to take it. Bottom side, 6 winning siblings when you're looking at that, and a couple that run well on the turf. Now, Vino Rosa, just okay with the turf runners, but I thought all in all, okay. A little bit of a Z pattern in debut, stretching out. I got to toss in there just on that bottom side family.
We both have Tai Rush, the number 1 in there. I thought this horse did some good things in the career debut, sprinting at Colonial. Didn't break very well, wound up in between horses entering the turn, and then was again in between horses in the stretch, tried really hard for 4th behind 3 horses with more experience, and those 3 horses were the favorites that day. Nice draw stretching out to a mile.
Yeah, that bottom, Mary was really good sprinting. That's just my question mark. She was so good, 5.5. What are we going to get here going to the mile? But willing enough effort in debut to toss in there.
You got Coach Missoula in here, and why not? First-time starter for Brittany Russell. The dam was a nice horse on the turf.
Yeah, 7 for 21 on the grass. Topped out at a 92, a stakes winner. Second dam was unraced. Authentic, still trying to kind of get a little headway there on the turf. 8% with the first-time starters, 10% turf route. It's okay. Some of them run really well, but again, first or Brittany, you have to consider.
Maybe my top pick, the number 10, Pie can't run at all. She's run twice in New York. She's finished last both times. In her debut, though, it was sprinting on the turf. She didn't break very well, and she was in against a really nice winner. That Snow-Faced Princess came back, won a stakes race at Saratoga, and was second in a stakes race at Kentucky Downs. Last time out on the dirt, this horse just did not pick up her feet at all, but she's also 53-1 that day. Blinkers on, and I think the key might be stretching out in distance because her dam won around 2 turns on the turf. That dam is a half-sister to several horses that have run well going long. If this horse can run at all, it's going to be with a little bit of class relief, stretching out in distance, and maybe showing speed with blinkers.
Yeah, there's a lot of things here that make me want to use this horse into the mix. And you talked about the bottom side. There's winners on the turf within this family. Face the right kind, blinkers going on, still a little bit protect. They're thinking there's more, and I think there is. So I like that pick. I'm going to use her in the exactas. I think that price might even float up a little bit.
I hope so, because
Yeah.
it's tough to take 5-1 on a horse that's yet to finish
is,
ahead of
yeah.
another horse in the career. But the horse to beat, I believe, is going to be the number 5 Screen Test, your top pick. 5-3-1-4 for Keith, 10-5-1-9 for me. Let's move on to race number 7, 3/4 of a mile, allowance race for Maryland Bredder's Sire. We got a field of 8 in here. Keith, let's start things off with Weekend Wife. This is a horse that looked really good in her career debut at Laurel on a sloppy track, showing speed, staying inside, drawing clear. Last time out was at a situation where maybe coming back in 16 days, stretching out was just a little too much too soon. Tim Keefe has given this horse plenty of time to recover.
A little bit of a tough ask last time. I like the freshening coming back. The first time Lasix angle, it's profitable for this barn, teaming up with Forest Boys as well. Took a lot of play in a Cluck. It was a horse who was going really good at the time. So I like that turning back. I'm hoping that wasn't just a slop track aberration. Visually, really impressive debut. I think has enough speed to lay close enough. I don't want to see Great Andre open up 2 or 3 and be able to relax. So maybe somebody can kind of go after her a little sooner. But I think Weekend Wife, at that kind of a number at 12-1, she's deserving of a shot in here.
Great Andre, Grayson's Girl. They come out of a similar race at Timoni, and we have a video spotlight to show Great Andre's got good early speed. Grayson's Girl likes to come from out of it.
Yeah, and Great Andre this particular day just really didn't appear to like the kickback. Climbing at Timonium around the first turn just didn't seem super comfortable. We're going to see this into the backstretch. The 4 horses particular, right there, just kind of tossing the head about. She's going to be able to kind of work her way outside. Dwelling Legacy, able to take this field coast to coast, but she makes a solid run. A good gain 3 wide into the stretch, and we're going to notice this, coming towards the 16th pole down, just the slightest of bobbles. I don't know if that cost her or not, but she ran very well. What are your thoughts about Grayson's Girl's effort in here?
I thought Grayson's Girl ran okay, but personally I just am not sure whether the 2 turns at Timonium really worked for her. I mean, we're going to see Great Andre. She's affiliate. Always has a mind of her own. She did not like the kickback, as you mentioned. That was a great pickup. And she just was on such a hard chase. A little bobble maybe worked against her, but she ran great. And in this race, I don't think you have to worry too much about kickback for Great Andre, because she looks like the controlling speed. And if she gets out to the front and slows things down, it could be Goodnight Irene. Grayson's Girl is a horse, though. 2 starts back at Colonial going 7. I thought the 7 was a little bit too far for her, because turning into the stretch, and we were at Colonial that day, she looked home and dry, and she got run down by the favorite. And I was a little bit disappointed at first that she lost that race, because I really liked her on the way in, but I just think 6 with pace is what Grayson's Girl needs.
There's always a little, asterisk there, because she comes away from the gate usually a little bit slow. I mean, not step slow, step slow. So that's what, 4, 5 in a row. At the number, I think she's going to get hammered down again. I think, it'll be interesting who ends up favored. They're going to be close when it's all said and done. But if she gets any kind of setup, you're right, at the 6, she could just roll on by. Shorter number for me. I go for a bigger number, and Weekend Wife is my key.
I'm going to try to get Divine Works in here, another Michael Trombetta trainer stat. That's how well the barn's been going recently. Divine Works, experienced runners, first-time blinkers, 20%, $2.02 return on investment. And Divine Works is repeating the turf to dirt move that kind of worked well for her. 2 starts back at Colonial. Speed won every single race that day. Divine Works was chasing the pace 3 wide, was 4 wide and in between on the turn, in behind turning for home, got the split, and was second best with a good gallop out. Can she stay close to the pace? That's key. I think the blinkers on helps her do that.
Turf to dirt angle, fine for her. Christy My Love's the horse that, well, I always go back and I look at those 2-year-old figures, and she's got a 62 buyer on the page in that second start. Could she be the horse coming back off a pretty lengthy break, the Lasix going on, be a horse that could go out and possibly entertain Great Andre? I think she could.
She might, and Troy Singh does very good work after giving horses a freshening, and maybe that coupled with the Lasix allows Christy Mailev to show that speed and maybe last a little bit longer than we're expecting. 1-2-4-5 for Keith, 7-2-4-6 for me as we head on to the late daily double at Laurel Park. Already $44,000 in the pool for the early value pick 5. We've got a field of 8 for race number 8 on the all-along turf course, going 5.5 furlongs. This race is for Maryland bred or sired. You've been waiting all day to talk about the 8. Prepare for takeoff. Willard is putting on the earmuffs right now.
Willard, earmuffs. I'm going to get abuse. I'm going to get a beat down here in about 15 minutes. Come on, Willard. Nobody listens. Nobody listens to me. Anyhow, prepare for takeoff. Let's go right to the video spotlight. 3 races back on the page.
Big effort.
May 17th. This course still may have a touch of give. We got plenty of rain up in my neck of the woods. I'm not quite so sure with Laura, but how about this effort at 55 to 1? My man Willard had her this particular day. Goes ahead and tracks from the outside. Opening quarter was a little good, and they kind of slowed it down that it's softer going. But man, I like how game this horse is. No question about it. Sally's Gold behind her. Those horses have been just fine. So at this kind of number, at 12 to 1, drawing outside with positional speed, this horse showed a lot of heart, a lot of grit, and improvement from prior main track efforts over at the Big T. Back here, I think, on the better surface. I can't resist that kind of number.
I think
with a rider that's really well.
I think the last race at Timonium was just a perfect prep for this. They showed brief speed going 6.5, which is probably a little bit far for Prepare for Takeoff, and then she hung in there pretty well, all things considering, to finish 4th. Now she's back on turf, and in the race we just saw, probably a few of the also-rans didn't handle the wet ground, but Prepare for Takeoff certainly didn't look like a 55 to 1 shot. She ran a very competitive race, and at the morning line odds, you have to consider her in this 8th race. I want to talk about Mopo, who's turning back in distance, but does have enough speed that if they're aggressive, I think Mopo can make the lead.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued how this is going to go. I think Spiteful Sis will be forward as well, but Mopo, turning back, just looking at some of her races going along, she went very, very fast. Was it her 3rd start in her career over this turf course behind In This Moment? Pretty nice horse. Yeah. Any kind of break, you're going to see this one, I think, 1, 2, 3 into the turn with Forest Boy. She'll give you the right kind of ride. She'll try to time it just right.
This horse has just been completely different since she's moved to turf. She's hit the board in all 4 starts and was a really game winner at Pimlico at a mile. She was passed in the stretch, and she refused to lose. It's always nice to have that in the hip pocket. Talk to me about Chickahominy.
Yeah, Chickahominy. This is talking to my man Joe Gast a little bit this morning. He goes, Keith, it's been like the 8th different rider for Chickahominy. What's up with that? And I said, well, I have no clue. I said, maybe we can check with Rowdy Bales and see. You've got Centeno today. Familiar with this turf course, makes some runs. Again, might need things to set up. You've got that glaring number against Hollywood Walk, the right kind of horses, no question about it. It's faced the right kind, now dropping back into the state bred other than. Certainly, a horse is very capable. That number, 7 to 5, no. I can't. Knowing what she's going to have to make up, I can't take 7 to 5. She will be in my exactas because my first ticket's going to be Prepare for Takeoff with basically everybody.
Twisette is a horse that's yet to win on turf, but has shown some good form on both dirt and grass. Last time out going 5/8. As usual, she broke sharp. I was really surprised and a little disappointed that she was outrun so quickly down towards the inside. I thought she was in a bit tight on the rail entering the turn. She did cut the corner. She finished okay behind the 2 favorites. I like her a little bit better at this 5.5 furlong with the long stretch, and I have a feeling she may be racing herself back into shape. This is only her 4th start of the year. I think she can get a little closer to the pace.
You've heard this Mystic Seaport's been kind of like a key horse for me in these races. Now you're dropping down again from the 2 other than. So relief there for Twisette again. This is a horse I believe will get that. I don't know. Do you want her to go from the inside?
I don't want her to go in here because I just don't think she can make the lead with Mopo. But I think that Kevin Gomez has options. He can try to press outside that horse. I'd like to see her just settle into the pocket, the long stretch, be patient to try to find a seam, and maybe Twisette can finish up strong.
I'm going to toss in Rapida Rosa too, the 6th a little bit. I think just getting back to the sprints much better for her.
8136 for Keith, 2183 for me. Let's close things out with race number 9, a 1-turn mile on the main track, claiming race for fillies and mares. Field of 8 remains intact. Keith, you like the 7 Baby Sox. Tyus Liapestina takes them out. We have a video spotlight.
Yeah, we're going to go back a few races on the page, back to January 26th at this one-turn mile at Laurel Park. Baby Sox going to go ahead and stalk the paces. Going to be able to find a seam and was able to make the run inside with Thais Pastina, who gets along with this mare very, very well. She's got some races on her page, and this is her top number, the 69, but I don't think she's going to quite need to run this kind of buyer figure right here, working in between, now an inside move. Finishes up well to go ahead and win out by 3. I thought that was just a nice little exercise at Timonium. Got the prep off from February to late August, settled inside, angled mildly. Perfect setup, coming back to the one-turn mile at Laurel. Pastina, Shankle, they do damage. I think Loving Cup is going to be some speed. I might need a little bit more help, but I think this mare is going to be laying close when they turn for home.
Let's talk a bit about Loving Cup, my top selection. We have a trainer stat. Hugh McMahon's been doing very well recently. Between August 30th and September 14th, 9 for 18, a $6.21 return on investment. Loving Cup does have speed, and I think that could be at a premium in this race. She's also in very good form. Hugh brought her back off a little bit of a layoff. She scored at Delaware, and I like what she did that day. She set the pace inside of a long shot, but she kept on rolling, and I always thought she had enough left in the tank to hold off the closers, despite the diminishing margin of victory. And last time out at Timonium, she sat a little bit and fired on home. She's run well at Laurel in the past. It's all about whether she gets a breather turning into the long stretch.
Yeah, and looking at her competition with what they're going to offer on the front end, I think the flow is going to be relaxed enough for her to stay, a long way. If not win it, she's going to be right there, I believe, when it's all said and done. She had plenty left in the tank after that try at Timonium, beating a next out winner.
Ribbons in her air, just a very logical contender for Ness, stretching back to perhaps a more comfortable distance. She just missed last time out at Parks, going 6, but a mile might be what she really wants.
Yeah, again, going back, she's got the numbers. Ness Marn going well. She's a little bit of a chaser, but then she grinds and can sustain. I think her run works very well with this long stretch run.
Mary Epler won the finale a couple, either last week or the week before. She's got Dubstep in here. Cheek pieces off last time out for Dubstep, and I thought Dubstep ran okay, just sort of wide in a slow-paced race. That doesn't work out a lot, and this horse wasn't giving a ton of quarter in the stretch. What worries me about a horse like Dubstep is just look at all those runner-up efforts.
That's 9 seconds out of 33 starts. Trier, again, I think against this group is going to have to improve from recent efforts to beat them, but a superfecta user and a trifecta user for sure.
Baby Sox looks a little bit dirtied up off that Timonium line, preceded by a wet track line, back at Laurel Park sprinting what she wants to do, back going a mile what she wants to do, 7.546. I'll see if Loving Cup can try to take them all the way, 4.65 and 1 in the finale. Best play time, where are you going?
88, that's it. Prepare for takeoff, Asana Lamry. Geron Barbosa, who's on a little bit of a tear himself. 12-1 morning line. Love that effort at Timonium last time out on what I don't think is her best surface. Drop back came again. The try at Pimlico, where that turf course with a little bit of give was really good, beating key horses. Race
number 5 for me, that's the number 6, Bredoza, horse that won the duel and lost the war last time out at Monmouth. Cutting back to 7, Keith showed the video spotlight for Tampa. This horse does not need the lead to succeed. 5-2 on the morning line. I wouldn't take anything less. It's a competitive field, but I think this horse does well today for a good trainer in Terry Pompey. 19 minutes to post for race number 1. We are fast. We are firm. We already have $48,000 in the pool for our early value pick 5. Take advantage of the low 12% takeout in the early value pick 5. We're going to have a big pool today. Mackenzie Pfeiffer, Kelly Francois, Dave Rodman will take you through the afternoon's action. Let's go up to the great Dave Rodman at the top of the stands for scratches and changes.
All right, good luck, everybody.